Welcome to this third video of the basics of Houdini engine, and in this case we are going to work on a castle wall in Houdini engine. So I have this FBX file which contains two pieces to create a castle wall. One is just a tower and the other is a column. And if I want to create a castle wall, maybe I will be copying every model one by one. But instead of doing that, I am going to import this same FBX file into Houdini. Here it is. And I only need the geometry. I don't need anything else that this FBX contains. I am going to click on import, and whatever option is fine. We are just going to get a warning because the scale of this model is huge, that there's no problem with that. And you can see how this creates a subnode network for us with two geometry nodes inside. So I am going to double click on one geometry node. I am going to cut this file node, and I am going to paste it into the other geometry node just to have the both file nodes inside one geometry node. The second thing that I am going to do is I am going to add a transform node and just manually enter a smaller scale. Remember that these models were huge. I don't need these models to be that big. Then after I am okay with the scale, I am going to duplicate the transform node and connect the second file node to it. That way we have copied the same scale of the model. So now I am interested in the line node, which is basically a line connected with 2 points. But the interesting stuff about this node is this length parameter. You can see if I modify the length, this line changes. And well, I am going to next add a copy node. The copy node is that it receives points and makes a copy of the model in every point. So the points are connected to the right of the copy node and the model is connected to the left. And you can see how the model updates if I modify the line node. Then I am going to add a resample node. The resample node, what it does is that it adds more points to the line. So I am going to use these ones to make a copy of the columns in the inner points of the line. So instead of connecting the line node, I am going to connect the resample node to the right and the column model to the left. Then if I want to see both models together, I am going to connect them into a single merge node. So you can see how we have the basics of this castle wall, and if I modify the length of the line, the copies are updated automatically, which is amazing. Or I can change the length of the resample node and the columns inside are going to update automatically. So I am going to right click on the subnet node, which is the node that has like a card box icon. And I am going to save that file into my Unity project. It's important to know that we can only import digital asset files and not the source file of a Houdini scene. So I am going to hide these basic values once again. And first I am going to delete the geometry node that I am not using. And I am going to drag the parameters that I want to expose into Unity to the parameter area. So I am interested in exposing the length of both the line and the resample nodes. I am also going to give them a different name just to make sure that which parameter modifies which behavior of the digital asset. Then I am going to click apply and then accept. And let's go back to Unity. I am going to drag the digital asset that we just created, and you can see how we have the same behavior inside Unity. the same behavior that we had in Houdini can be transferred into Unity. So in the next video, we are going to see how to add properties like collision and materials, and just to make sure that your model works perfectly. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.